This is BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 11 o'clock. This is Mike Powell. Officials managing the huge queue of people waiting to see the Queen lying in state at Westminster Hall say that entry could be paused again if Southwark Park reaches capacity. The wait time is currently around 16 hours. Volunteers from the St John Ambulance and the Scouts are helping people in the queue. Matt Hyde, the Scouts chief executive, says the atmosphere is quite special.
I found myself quite moved and inspired by the queue. There's a real sense of community and connection, and also been inspired by the number of people volunteering. I mean, our guys have put in a real shift. They're 24 hours a day, and they're giving incredible service and an image of positivity and kindness.
This evening, the Queen's 8 grandchildren will hold a vigil around her coffin. Prince Harry has been given permission by the King to wear military uniform. China has decided to send its vice president to the Queen's funeral. Britain's invitation to China was controversial, as Michael Bristow reports.
After several days of deliberation, China has decided to send a senior leader, Wang Qishan, to the funeral. The decision was made despite a snub delivered to a Chinese delegation that wanted to attend the Queen's lying in state in the Houses of Parliament. They were banned from going because the Chinese government has sanctioned several British MPs over their comments about Xinjiang. China is accused of human rights abuses against Muslim Uyghurs in the region, and some think that was reason enough not to invite the Chinese in the first place.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says investigations into possible Russian war crimes are continuing in the northeastern city of Izium. Bodies are being exhumed from a mass grave in a forest. Officials say more than 440 people are buried there. Ukraine's Deputy Interior Minister Eugene Enin told the BBC that most were civilians who met a violent death.
The examination established that the bodies showed signs of torture and violent death. 19 of them were Ukrainian armed forces servicemen, and the rest were civilians who have been tortured, later killed, and maybe some victims of bomb shelling.
A study commissioned by the Public Inquiry into Contaminated Blood has estimated that almost 2,000 people died in the UK after contracting hepatitis C via a transfusion. Contaminated blood was used by the NHS between 1970 and 1991 in what's being called the worst treatment disaster in the history of the service. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has released a group of 8 cheetahs into a national park in central India 70 years after they were officially declared extinct in the country. The animals were released into Kunu National Park hours after arriving in a special aircraft from Namibia. It's the first time a large carnivore has been moved from one continent to another and reintroduced into the wild. BBC News, it's 3 minutes past 11.